All right. Hello again. So, back again with another Books I Love series. And this one is a little bit different. This one is not like a book. This is more of a online web novel kind of thing. It is called The Ultimate Evolution. See it right there. You see it right there. I believe it's either Korean or Chinese. I think it's Chinese. But it is you can find the English version of it. It is a great story. See the synopsis right here. I traverse along the pathways of darkness and imagination, entering the realm born by human imaginations, challenging Harry Potter's magic, commanding the great pirates of the Caribbean, terminating the Terminator's strength, tearing apart the Matrix's hallucination. Virus is my slave, endurance my inheritance, growing and hunting in the boundless universe, breaking through boundaries in a mysterious space, desiring evil, conspiracy and betrayer. And who can redeem what was lost in a battle of demons? Who can leave an immortal legacy? A declining trump card, final evolution. I'm on a journey. We are one. All right. So, what is the ultimate evolution about? The ultimate evolution, it's kind of like, I'm not sure if any of you would know about the sort of Terra Infinity sort of novels. Basically what Terra Infinity series is kind of like, it's basically a story. It's kind of like, how do you explain this? It's kind of like Gantz, if anyone's seen the anime, but it's kind of like, you have a bunch of characters that are tossed into movies, video games, whatever kind of genre. They're kind of tossed into the story and they're forced to survive. The story either starts with they gain innate abilities that'll help them survive in these different worlds, or they can gain, so they have a sort of like a system. They can gain points depending on how they impact the story. So I believe the Terra Infinity series started with, I think the first world they got into was like Resident Evil, I believe. In Resident Evil, you kill a certain amount of zombies, you get to certain points, and at the end, shut up Siri, at the end, you receive points, these points, and you can redeem these points for different powers or abilities or weapons or whatever that will help you in the stories going forward. And you have to get a certain amount of points in order to get back into the real world. So that's what the Terra Infinity genre is kind of like. There's a bunch of different variations on Terra Infinity, but this is sort of like that. But the difference is, it is like a hidden world out there, and there's a war going on in these different dimensions, and this world is like recruiting different soldiers for this war based on their innate ability. As it says right here, my endurance is my inheritance. This character, he was born in a small fishing village. He was adopted with him and his adopted brother. They lived with an old man who adopted them, and the small fishing village, they fish for the village to kind of like provide for themselves. But there's like a gang leader on the island that kind of try to extort them, and then eventually he kidnaps the old man and threatens to kill him or something if he doesn't come up with a certain amount of money. I think he has to go save the old man, and then these gang members come after him. He fights them off, and he almost dies, and that's when he discovers his secret ability, endurance, his secret ability, and he gets recruited into this secret world. When you get recruited into the secret world, you can come back into the real world, but your abilities don't function the same way in the real world unless you go through a secret mission in order to activate them. So you can have your secret abilities in the real world after you activate them, but usually you're just a normal person and the only thing you keep in the real world is your like skills. But in this ultimate battleground, you go through different sort of movie scenarios where you have to complete different missions and you get points and stuff like that. And you can redeem these points for items, I believe, or secret or some kind of bonus start in the next world you're going to go to. So as you can see here, the first world, I believe the first world he goes to is Terminator, the first Terminator, where he kind of fights off like Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of Terminator. He also goes to the Harry Potter world. I think the Harry Potter world was the second one he goes to. What else was there? Pirates of the Caribbean. That was one of his main worlds that he goes to. And that's one of the main worlds I believe that he does the best in, because he's a fisherman and he uses Seaman as his code name, because he's a fisherman and he does pretty well in the Pirates of the Caribbean world, because he knows how to, he's just very talented at commanding ships and stuff like that. So he does pretty well in Pirates of the Caribbean. But endurance, his secret ability, allows him to, I think he's like, any damage that he receives is reduced to its like its lowest possible value. So like if I believe like if the damage, if anything was going to hit him, like if it's a bullet and it's going to hit him and it's going to cause 25 points of damage, because they have some sort of like a digital like health sort of thing. If it's going to cause 25 points of damage, his ability reduces that damage down to 1. So pretty much he's just like a tank. He could just take damage all day. The more repeated and lower the amount of damage he takes, the worse it is for him, because he can reduce damage down to 1, but if they're hitting him a bunch of times, he's just taking 1 damage all over and over again. So it's not going to be like a maximum damage kind of thing. It's like he can survive a strong hit because that damage is going to be reduced to its lowest possible value. But if they're hitting him, like if they're shooting him with a machine gun, he's probably going to die quicker than if they're like throwing a goddamn rocket launcher at him or something like that. So that's basically his secret ability, is his endurance. Yeah, the story's pretty great. You kind of get to see a bunch of different worlds. I think there was he also went to the Lord of the Rings world as well. A lot of interesting stuff. He's a very smart character. He becomes the leader of his own team and stuff like that. And the way he plans and just sets up schemes, just freaking brilliant. Just an amazing story. I absolutely recommend this story for anyone just looking for something different to sort of read and just get into. I would absolutely recommend. See, you can see the Terminator worlds there. Oh, you can see the skills, and let's see the worlds. Let's see what worlds he goes to. You got Terminator is the first one. I was right. Harry Potter was the second one. Starship Troopers was, I remember that. That was pretty interesting. Then Lord of the Rings, Avatar. He did go to Avatar, Pirates of the Caribbean. That's one of the favorite ones. Resident Evil, Jurassic, and then Men in Black. He went to Men in Black as well. I think he got a pretty interesting gun from that world that he was able to keep. So, no. The gun that he got was from the Pirates of the Caribbean world, I believe. Because he's not very good with guns, so he doesn't use guns that much. So he only used one gun, and it was like it's one of those guns that fire pellets, and it's like very slow, but it's very powerful. So he got a gun from there. So very interesting story there. So I would absolutely recommend it. It is called Ultimate Evolution. The Ultimate Evolution. So if you guys would like to check it out, go ahead. Anyways, until next time.